Alright, welcome to LegacyPercussionGear.com. This is the instructional video of basically how to set up your remote Speedy Hat. So now that you have it, it's actually very easy and quick to set up and tear down, and you'll be playing with a super fast hi-hat that's right where you want it in just a couple minutes. So here we go, let's get started. Alright, the first step is to put the pulley mounts into the hi-hat base casting. Simply drop it in, and then tighten this by hand just enough to keep it in so that it still rotates freely. And then same thing with the top, throw it on in there and tighten this by hand just enough so it doesn't fall out and it still rotates freely. Now the next step is really simple. Put your foot pedal wherever you want it. Doesn't matter if you have a double bass pedal next to it or other accessory pedals. Put it where it's comfortable. Then put your hi-hat cymbals on the stand. Use an old multi-clamp and stand that you have sitting around and clamp them exactly where you want them. So for right now, I'm going kind of close this way. I won't have to cross at all. I'll be comfortable, and I could still add 2 toms on top of the bass drum. So once you got those 2 things where you want them, it's time to connect them with the brace. Now you're going to look at the distance between the pulleys, and you're going to use either the short brace or the long brace and see which one makes sense. So unscrew this wing screw, and this one as well. These are tethered with leather so that you'll never lose them. Now, first put the top part in, screw it in, tighten it down. Now remember that these are pivoting, right? And this brace can go anywhere you want. Now, go over here and just pick the closest one, and you go ahead and screw this in as well. Now, when you tighten down these 2 wing screws, it actually draws the pulley mount directly into the right alignment. Now, the next step is to adjust the cable. Simply pick up the pedal, pull the slack of the cable, not hard enough to compress the springs, but pick it up to where you want the footboard, usually about a 1/4 inch or so between the top of the cable clamp and the casting on the hi-hat, and just tighten down these clamps. And now it's ready to play, but there are a couple more things we want to do just for insurance. Right now we still have the footboard where it can swivel, and we can swivel up here, so let's lock this set screw here. That'll allow the pulley mount to not twist now that we've got it where we want it. And the same here for the pulley mount that goes into the casting of the hi-hat foot. Now, these 2 wing screws will probably never ever come loose, but to make extra sure, we have a little clamp up here. And so after that's tight, give these a little tightening, and that makes absolutely sure that this will never ever vibrate loose. Now you're complete and ready to go. One thing to keep in mind is that if you change the distance between the 2 pulleys on the brace, you'll also have to change the clamp where it holds the cable. It's not a problem, you can do it as many times as you want, but just like we use a memory lock to keep the top, you might want to just maintain that same hole just for a consistent setup. Now, depending on what size top hat, you can always use the spring adjuster just to make the action exactly how you want it. When you're done and it's time to tear down, all you do is you unclamp and unscrew these 2 wing bolts and take the brace off, put it in your bag, and then reset it up. So the second time and from now on out, it's real easy to just attach your brace and start playing. So that's it. Enjoy the remote Speedy Hat. I appreciate it.